I've been in the kitchen all day long cooking. I've been some breakfast casserole, I made some meatballs with some sauce, and now I'm about to make some bone broth. I started cooking bone broth about, I'd say probably about 6 months ago, and it is super easy, easier than I thought it was going to be, and it saves a whole lot of money than just going to the store and buying it already made. So y'all come along with me today and I'm going to show you how it's done. So I typically like to cook my bone broth in a crock pot instead of on the stove, because you can just throw it in there, leave it, and go and do whatever else you need to do for the day and the night. Typically you want to cook your bone broth for 24 to 48 hours. I usually do about 24. 24 is good for me, and the way you can tell that it's done is you take the bone, and if it crumbles or breaks in your hands, then it's pretty much good to go. So basically all you need to do, today I chose to do a ham bone because I'm going to do the bone broth for ham to put in my beans. I think that would give it a nice flavor. And so you just put your ham bone in there and you fill your crock pot up to the top, leave a little bit, maybe an inch or so from the lid, and then you put your lid on and snap it up and plug her in and put her on low, and then you wait for 24 to 48 hours. It's just a preference how long you want it to cook. So I want to talk to y'all about the differences in broth, stock, and bone broth. Broth is basically you add your meat or your vegetables into your water and you cook it on the stove, or you can cook it in a crock pot on high for about an hour, and it has like a light kind of flavor to it. Your stock, now you're going to add the bone and the water and cook it for 3 to 4 hours on your stove, or you can cook it in a crock pot on low for 3 to 4 hours, and it has more of a richer, thicker kind of like gelatin liquid to it. And then your bone broth, you add your bone and your water to it, and you cook it for 24 to 48 hours. Some people like to cook it for 72 hours. And you basically get more nutrients and the minerals out of the bone that come into your broth. So those are the different types of broths. I just thought it would be neat to share that with anybody that really didn't know the differences in between the three of them. And I hope to see y'all soon. Until next time.